Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. Today is Will You Be My Neighbor? So we have the next block of Will You Be My Neighbor for you to make, for those of you who are sewing along on that. As I may have said before, I'm sure I did, that I had got stalled on the project. This is a project by Moda Fabrics, and way back, quite a few years ago now, they were running this. They're free. Each block is totally free, and I had permission to have them on my website. And so I started making them, and then I got stalled. Right about there, I finished, and there's another block on this row and a whole nother row to go. So when I got stalled, I just put it all away. And like I talked about the other day, it just sat forever and ever and ever. And several people wanted to make it here in the community. So I thought, okay, I'm going to reboot it. And when I reboot it, I will start when I hit the block, my next block. That's when I'll start sewing, which will be just perfect. It'll be perfect timing. We are on block 8, and block 8 is the one with the flag. So I just think that is super cool. Now I used a stripe, so I'm just going to pop a picture here. So I used a stripe, and I didn't do any star field on it or anything like that. Now you could do that. You could draft and piece it. You could applique a star on there, do something to make it your own. I think any kind of a stripe works really wonderful. It's sort of fun. It gives that a little bit of that movement. The other tip that I have is on this block is to be sure you have enough contrast between the back part of the house and what this front part is, so that there's a little bit of definition there. Mine are fairly dark, but they do still have enough of definition. So otherwise you will sort of lose it, and you don't want to do that. It's fun to have that look like it's a sort of maybe the front part of the house, or front entryway that sort of bumps out from the house. Okay, so there you go. You are doing block number 8 on that one, and be sure you put polka dots in it, of course. So and I have on our calendar today to talk about applique, because I haven't mentioned applique in a little while, and I thought it'd be really fun to do 2 things. One is show you an easy applique. I'm going to show you 2 actually, 2 of the small easy applique projects of mine, and then I would love you to share today in my community your applique projects. Any kind of quilts that you've done with applique on it would be super, super fun. So first, let me just show you the little sailboat. These were from the Button Club, and this was done many years ago for the Fat Quarter Shop's Button Club. So I do have buttons on there. So if you have novelty buttons, this is the perfect kind of project to add them to. Just really, really darling. And there's not a lot of shapes. And so you can do the blanket stitch like I do. You can see on there my blanket stitch, or you could just top stitch if you wanted to. I loved, makes this look like ribbon. That's the fabric. That was my fabric line the year I made this, and I just fussy cut it so that I had a whole strip of those little flowers, and it looks just like ribbon. So cute. Now the other one is definitely for my ambassador group. It's a coffee mug, and you can make a mug rug, just like one mug, and or you can make it with a little extension for like the snack. You put your snack on here. And this is also another very forgiving one to make. If you want to leave off the heart, you could even do that. So it's just super, super easy, and they're just fun to give. If you're doing like a retreat and you want to take some stuff for your friends, these would be super cute to make a few of them. Okay, so I have links down below in the description box to both of those patterns, and so you can make a little coffee cup mug too. And think about our wonderful ambassadors who all seem to be obsessed with coffee. Some of them tea, but hey, it goes in a mug. So there you go. All right, coming up is going to be our nature walk sew along on Monday. So I hope you have ordered your panel. If not, you can still order it, or check your local quilt shop to see if they have it. That's always a good thing. It comes also in pink, and so I'm going to make a second quilt with the pink panel. And so here's what the panel looks like. So this, just so you can see, it has the large center, which goes here. So the center part goes here, and then the 6 small squares will go around on the border, alternating with fabric squares from the line from Birdsong. So that is how it works out. And this is going to be really fun. It's a very forgiving quilt. It's a lot of squares and strips, and so just a few big giant half square triangles. So there you go. It's all really super fun. And if you didn't get your panel, you can just jump in when you do. I think I'm going to run this. I think I have it for like 4 weeks. I'll keep talking about it. I think we'll get it done then. And that will be great progress, great progress. Okay, the other thing that is coming up on Monday that will start is, because it's so darn cute and it's also fairly small, so you will get the project done probably quicker than, you know, than I'm talking about it. So I have, I think, the schedule for like over 3 weeks, are the little Hello Birdie blocks. These are just so darn cute. Also in my bird song, and this is one from Morrison Park, the little nose and the feet. Now my friend Bobby, who is one of our ambassadors, she's helping me with this, so she sewed some birdies for me. It has an alternating block, so here is the layout. But I just wanted to see one of the birdies and just how adorable it is. This is a free pattern. Also, the pattern for Birdsong for Nature Walk is also free. You just go and download it. You buy the fabric, but you don't have to buy the pattern. So these two we'll talk about on Monday, starting on the Monday that's coming up. I just think they're cute. Now this would be a darling, like a big mug rug. Just put a little border on him and he's done. That's oh my goodness, so cute. I did work on the cutting up of the words to live by, and I have a little adjustment, so I wanted to show you that. So on the words to live by, I said I just need to get the rest of it cut up so that I can sit and sew it. And it looked like there was a lot, but once I got the pattern out and started, getting it cut up, it's really not. So I'm super excited about that. But I want to show you a thought process about changing something up. So this is the pattern, and I have all the blocks done, but I have to do I have just the center part cut, so that whole block still has to be done, and then this sort of checkerboard sashing. So let's first take a look at the sashing part. I have all of that cut up, ready to go. So I have the pattern, and it's also on the back. So here's the parts, everything is ready. So I can just sort of go and sit down and sew. That is wonderful. These design boards are turning out to be the best thing since sliced bread. I can stack them if I've got, multiples of them. They really don't stick, when I pick them up. Things don't come off, so that's really great. So I've got this part done. So that is all of this checkerboard sashing here and these cornerstones. The other part is the center here, which includes this surround here. And I started looking at that. So first of all, I only have like two more parts really to cut on it, but it got really late at night, and I did not want to make a mistake. So I decided to stop. And when I stopped, I started thinking, I might like to change this sequence of colors out. It's a really strong blue, which I like, I think. And then it has gold, orange, gold. So here are the fabrics, and I've already cut the orange. But I started looking at the rainbow that is part of, these are my blocks here. These are the big units. So the rainbow is over here in this section. I just started looking at that, and I thought, it's navy, sort of the yellow, pinks, and then orange. So I think I'm going to change mine so that where this orange is, it will be pink, and then just the tip will be orange. And I think I'm going to do that. I kind of like that idea. So I probably have more orange strips than I need, but these can be just cut up into 2.5-inch squares afterwards. Also, I wanted to show you the selvage edge. It says choose to make the best times good and the good times wonderful. And the good times unforgettable. Isn't that wonderful? I love it. Love it. So that's going to go in my selvage. Those sayings have to go in there. All right, so I've got this pretty much ready, which means from what I can tell, I have this extra fabric then to figure out, what I want to put into my stash and what I will sort of let go to my friend, and they can work with it. A lot of the pieces are not big. Here, let me just show you that. I'll move this over here, move the blocks over there. So when I go through this, like the white is, it's a nice chunk, This orange has a bigger chunk. Some of these, there's a nice chunk of white, which I'll keep. But like this is a fairly small piece. That'll probably go. This I might cut up into 2.5-inch squares. Well, actually, let's just do it. Let's just figure it out here. So I might cut this up because sometimes I need the lights for the 2.5-inch squares. So I think I'm going to cut that up. Orange, to my friend. I have a lot of white, but I might just keep the white. To my friend, cut that up. I'm going to cut this one up and this one up. And that's a little bit bigger chunk. Here's another white, so I want to use that. I'm going to cut the black because it's not a very big piece. And then another white. So these here, this will just go into my stash because it's a bigger piece of white. These I will all cut up to 2.5-inch squares. And I don't know, I might save this in my stash because I kind of like that. And then this is the binding. The black is the binding, so I have to keep that. And then here's another piece that I either might cut up into 2.5-inch squares or just give it to my friend. I'm gonna put it in friend pile. Okay, so here we go. This is, they got friend, put in the stash, 2.5-inch squares, and the binding for the quilt. So now all I have to do is finish getting these for the surround part here, and I can have the 2 sections ready to finish. I have a Q&A and I have a mail call. So let's do the mail call. Sorry, we'll do the mail call first, and then we'll do the Q&A. Got to get the cord out of the way. All right, the mail call. First, this is from Lois in Delaware. She sent me this beautiful card that she made. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? So, and it's dimensional. See that? Like, so cute with the button flowers. So darling. Thank you. And then came from Deb in California. So Deb sent me a little goodie thing. I'm just going to hold them all, each one up, because they're so cute. First, she wanted a camping card, she said, but she couldn't find a card, so she made this. She found the camping print. Isn't that cute? So cute. And then she gave me a few camping things, which I'm thrilled. This is so cool. She got Wild Camp. Do you think that's us here at Camp Sloaney? I think we'll get on that bus. Yep. I think this, I resemble that remark. This is so cute. So cute. Then she found some buttons. Look at the little camper. Look how cute that is. And the trees. Oh, and there's a tent. I can't push that apart. Is there a tent in there? There is. I can see it on the back. There is a tent in there. All right, hold on. Okay, here's the tent. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's see if I can see. There we go. Aren't they darling? Oh my goodness, so darling. These have to go in. These have to go in the quilt. Somehow, some way. Then she had a fabric that she sent me, a piece of fabric with all the different states in the United States and sort of camping stuff. See, when you go camping, you have to, go around to the different places. And look at this. Look at this tea towel. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Go into the woods we go. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Deb. And Carrie in New York. Carrie, our ambassador in New York, she sent me a few things that are so sweet. She'll be a darling card. Now, she and her daughter, who just graduated from high school and is on her way to college, her daughter, Jewel, they picked out some purple fabrics for me that I can get into the Secret Lives of Color, because I haven't done all the purple blocks yet, so definitely some of this is going to go in there. They had a friend, Carrie said, that she did a memorial quilt and used a lot of purple in it, and her friend was someone who spread love and joy all the time, and she thought it would just be wonderful to continue that tradition with these fabrics and let them spread some more love and joy. And I just totally just relate to that. It's just such a great way to pass things on. So definitely they're going to be in there. Goomies of my own. She says I don't have to share them. That's fantastic. and a little zippy bag. This is cute because in this little zippy bag is a tote. Look at that. Look at that. How cute is that? Whoop, there we go. With the sewing machine. Ah, I love it. I love it. This is so cute. And she also sent along, she said she had gotten some fabric that wasn't really her style. And so she sent that along. She says I could use it for a giveaway down the road. And so you might see this showing up. I might have to snag a piece of those shoes though. There's a shoe fabric in there. I might have to take a piece of that. Thank you, Carrie. Mwah. Now, I had a question that was about the borders on quilts. This came from Wendy. And so Wendy asked, when I'm doing borders, do I just put them on and then trim them off? Or do I measure so they're the right, measure the quilt center and then measure the borders and adhere them, like I was piecing, basically? And the answer is number 2. If you really need to take your quilt and measure it before you put your borders on, because oftentimes when you do that, you're going to find that your quilt is not square. You might have square meaning it is not even. Because your quilt might be a rectangle, right? But square meaning like the sides should be the same length and across the top should be the same length as across the bottom. A lot of people will measure the middle also just to see where that is. You could be as off as little as a 1/4 inch or up to like 2 inches. I mean, it's not unheard of to somehow grow things and then your quilt is actually not straight. So you don't want to put borders on because then that grows it even more. So you need to get it once you get that, before put the borders on, you need to be sure everything is even. You've got the same length on the sides, same length on the top and bottom. Then measure your borders, put however you want to do it. If you want to put your top and bottom one on first, and then measure the length you need for the exact number of the sides, pin, 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 and and then put it on accurately instead of just sewing a long length and then chopping it off, which I know a lot of people do, and you're happy with the results. And so if that works for you, but if you really want to be the same size, if you want your quilt to be the same size on the sides, you need to measure. So that is our Q&A for today. Okay. Be My Neighbor block number 8 with the flag, and you could even do that as a single block. That would be super cute if you're not making the whole thing. Make it your own, decorate it, add some buttons. Yeah, add a camper in front of your house, right? How cute would that be? Darling. And then be ready for nature walk and hello birdie. Dee, 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 dee. So excited for these. All right, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.